The teepee raising program that we do here at Wanuskewin Heritage Park. The teepee raising program is a really good program. It teaches students and visitors that come to the park about how First Nations lived off the land and how they set up their home and the cultural significance of the teepee, and also how they lived off of the land through the use of hunting bison. The age group is actually all ages. We mostly aim in May and June. We mostly aim at school age groups because they are doing their year-end school trips, and so that's our busiest time of the season. Then we have families from all over the world who come and they want to learn about Indigenous culture. And so they come here and we teach them, and we do a lot of, every day we do a teepee raising program, and we teach them about the importance of setting up a teepee. The aim of the program is to teach that about Indigenous culture and how there are just the beauty of our culture and the just how to set up a teepee, how Indigenous people lived off the land, how this home was mobile and it was a really strong structure, and also to teach about the cultural significance behind it. So the teepee represents the woman and how important that is to Indigenous culture. So the objective of the teepee raising program is to be educated about the lifestyle of the Great Plains Indigenous culture, and it is also to give the visitor an experience of raising like a smaller teepee, so like a 8-foot teepee, and to also interpret the Cree interpretation of putting up a teepee. The reason I think it is a really great program is that the reason we put up teepees today is it can be linked to so much. It can be linked to social studies about the culture and the history. It can be linked to even math, about just, you know, like you can relate it to a lot of things about just the structure itself, how it is very strong, and also even we've actually had people related to science as well, about just the cone structure itself and how much stronger it is than other, you know, other things. And so it can be related to a lot of subject areas, and it's and like people really honestly just love when the teepee raising program is probably like one of our most popular programs, and they really like it's just, I think, and it's a reminder of where we've come from too, and that we are resilient people. We measure the success of it by, like, obviously how many of our school groups actually want that program, and they are the ones who usually are the ones who, you know, it's booked so many times a day. We actually have we had to bring out 2 teepees because during this busy time we had 2 teepee raisings going on at the same time, because that's how much it was booked. So we almost had 2 teepee raisings a day booked, and we have 9 school groups sometimes come out here, and you know, the teepee raising program is one of the most booked out programs. And I think too that the kids can be a part of putting it up. And so we involve the students. So they have a hand in helping put the poles up, and they give examples of what they think the poles mean. So those poles all have a, you know, they have a name. The first 3 poles are obedience, respect, and humility. And we put those poles up, and what they represent is the first stage of life. And so the kids get to be a part of putting up each of those poles, and that's why I think it's really I think a great program because they get to be a part of it. Indigenous education to me is just being able to look at in well pretty much involving Indigenous people in the education and taking their worldview and um, like getting them to participate in what they teach their that they have a part in teaching um, like what it is that we teach, like what we understand and what we learn, and it's us having a say in what our education is, and what we believe in. And my vision is to have Indigenous people be in more Indigenous people be in more of the roles that are have a say in who, how we educate our Indigenous people and how we educate even, just any student, and that it's us being involved in how we administer that education. We need the support of the province, and we need the support of the education um, administrators. We need the support of professors. We need the support of like everybody. We need the support of just your common everyday citizen. That we are part of that process of education of our children, and that how important it is to involve Indigenous